We all think we could spot a cult a mile away. But what if the warning signs were so subtle, masquerading as self-help, community, and unconditional love? The Mirror House Girls is a chilling deep dive into a desire to belong that can lead ordinary people down a path so dark and twisted they can no longer recognize themselves. Join us as we deep dive into a book that will chill you to your very core. Hello, readers. Welcome back to Betty and Bonny, the shit-talking booksayers. I'm Bonny.
I'm Betty.
And we just did probably one of the best thriller books I've read in a very long time. The Mirror House Girls by Faith Gardner. I don't know if you have read this book, but it's really heavy on cult. What did you think?
I think you liked it a lot more than what I did.
No!
Didn't not like it, but I saw your review before I finished it. I don't know where you posted it. And I was like, by the time I got to the end, to be honest, I was like, get on with it. I felt a bit like that towards the end. I don't know if it's because obviously the whole time through the book, as the reader and as we know it's a cult thing and they don't, I don't know if I was just getting annoyed that they wasn't realising towards the end. And I was like, come on, bitch. You know, you can see it. There's little glimpses of her toward, like, from sort of halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way through, where you've got glimpses where she's picking up and it's like, and then she talks herself out of it again. You're like, fucking just stop doing that. And please, please, please just work it out.
No, but from somebody who was in a marriage with a narcissistic man, you can understand from my perspective how she was talking herself out of the red flags, because I did that a lot myself. Like,
Yeah.
she started out, she was vulnerable. She'd lost her grandmother. She was really, really sad. She doesn't really have a relationship with her mom. She doesn't seem to have a support system. And
Yeah.
that is the catalyst right there, that she was so vulnerable that somebody found an in with her. And it happened really slow. If you really look at how the timeline progressed, they got her to move into the house for cheap rent, lots of space. They had fun. They had parties. They were drinking. They all had a commonality in there. And then Simon did something really fucking sneaky. He pulled something out of her, that secret about her dad, remember?
Mm-hmm.
To make her more vulnerable. Well, these people are the only ones they've told. Now they are a collective group. And she felt very connected. And then that's what, for me, that was the point where she starts to see the red flags, but she doesn't have anything else. She's got nowhere else to go. Like, she's already moved out of her place. She's living with them. They are her support. They are her friends. They are her family. So do you overlook red flags when you have nothing else? So I kind of got that. I kind of got it.
Definitely saw through the book, it was everything happened slowly. Everything was good at the beginning. And even though I was reading it and I obviously knew that it was either a proper cult or it's going to become more of a cult, you could see why she wasn't leaving or why she was happy there. Because as well, don't forget, like when she first moves in, so obviously, she, like you said, she first met at this like grief counsel support and she connects with this girl who's also lost her grandmother. So they've got a connection there. Then she invites her to the house and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but there is a room here. So she's like, cool, this seems great. There's lots of people. Obviously, like you said, she didn't have like lots of people around her. And, you know, even the things that he done, like going for the beach cleanups, feeding the homeless, doing like really good things. And it all sounded good. And all of it was like, what was one of the mantras? It was like something to do with hard work. It's not worth doing if it's not hard. It was like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact thing. So you could know it was like, I could see how someone would be like, wow, these people are really good. Like they're doing good things. So why wouldn't you believe it? Well, you put your trust in, she obviously put her trust in these people, hasn't she?
Yeah. And if you think about that too, putting her trust into those people, and then she finds out that they're not good people, that it's all wrong, she would lose trust in herself. And I don't think she's ready to look that way yet.
Whoa, deep.
Really deep.
Like that, yeah.
That's kind of what I got from it. And if she had, like, she didn't trust her mum, right? Her and her mum have a very closed off, sorry. They have a really closed off and not very secure relationship. That when her mum's like, you're in a cult, she's like, no, I'm not. So
Nope.
she was just automatically going, I'm not going to believe that because my mum said it.
Yeah, you just don't get it. You don't
Yeah,
get
you don't get it.
my family. They look after me. You know, we do drinks, we like party, we have a good time. I feel
Mm.
connected with everyone.
These people get me. These people get me. You don't get me, mom.
Yeah.
These
But
people
yeah, I
get me.
I can see because it was such a slow build,
Yeah.
especially at the beginning. Like, apart from, so let's talk about all the different, like, part of it was like self-improvement journeys. Like
Right.
this Simon's the leader. He's got like, was it like 5 women with her? I can't remember exactly
Yeah, it
how
was like, the old biker chick, Dakota, Scarlett,
the
Winona
drug
was the new one, and then
system.
yeah, there was somebody else I thought. No, maybe not. But yeah, I think there was like 4 of them.
And then
Um,
she was the 5th.
yeah, I think so.
Right, anyway, but
Yeah.
then they start doing, and for some reason, like, I think at the beginning, he's like, she doesn't really find him attractive, but she can see, like, weird things start to happen. Like, one time Simon, like, snogs one of the girls, and she's like, "Well, that's a bit weird, but okay, maybe
Yeah.
we'll let it go." And then she starts her self-improvement with him. So everyone's got a fear, basically, and everything that he says, if you have negative feelings, if it's jealousy, if it's anger, it's all stemmed from fear. Do you think that's true? Because when I was reading it, I was like, "Is that actually true?" I was getting sucked in, and I knew what I was fucking reading.
You know what? I think maybe because if you think about it, okay, if you have a partner, I'm going to use Mike as an example. I don't feel this way. I'm going to use him as an example. Let's say like he's suddenly all dukeyed up, wearing something nice. He's going out and there are girls at the bar. Well, now I don't feel secure in myself and women are looking at him and my jealousy is being overtaken by the fact that I fear losing him. So I guess
Yeah.
in a way,
So this is what
yeah, I can.
I feel like the things that he was saying at the beginning, some of it was ringing true even for me, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Why am I believing? I know where this is going, so I'm already believing it." So
But you
everyone.
understand that's manipulation for you though, because it sounds so true and logical. But did you see that at some point you were like, nah, dude, this is it? Whereas I could see why she got further because I have been manipulated. I know how easy it is. And it's not even a self-reflection thing. It's who the person is and how they get to your own fear and they use that against you.
But that's exactly what he does. So everyone in
Yeah.
the house has a fear. So the old lady, I think, is Maud. Call her an old lady.
Yeah,
I don't
something like that. Yeah.
know, my age or 50 or something.
She was in her
But
50s, I think, a 50-year-old
yeah.
biker.
So Maud, if it's Maud, her fear is of snakes. So in her
Yeah, it's
bedroom, there is a snake, not in a cage, not in like a, I can't remember what they're called, like a proper. The snake's just like slithering around in her fucking room.
Did
Fuck
you
off.
notice that her mattress was on the floor so he could get on her?
Imagine waking up and it's like laying
Just
over your snake.
slaying on you.
That.
I don't love snakes, but I'm not afraid of snakes, but I wouldn't lay in that fucking room. I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
No, I'm not afraid, but I have this weird thing. I don't want things to touch me. Fish is a big thing for me. I don't want to go in the sea because I don't want the fish to touch me. Don't particularly want to touch a snake, but I have held a snake.
Do you
Spiders would be
remember
mine.
do you remember when we went to that, water place that was a water park in I think it was Los Angeles, and they
Yeah.
had a coral reef, like, snorkeling pool, and I found it by accident. I went in there, it was, like, baby sharks and whatnot in there, and you wanted to go, but when you got there, you wouldn't get in.
Yeah, no, I've got a fear of like, my thing is like things that live in the sea, you should just leave them alone. That's
That's
their
why
place.
they're in the sea. So that's
I
your
know.
fear, hey? That's your fear.
I would say spiders is worse because I can stay away
Yeah.
from water and the sea. I think spiders, even though I've got better, because where I live, there's like a wooded area near me. So living here rather than where I used to live when I was younger, you do get a lot more spiders and stuff. I normally just hoover them bad boys up. But sometimes you get ones that are like this, and
We
I
have
can't
some
do them.
we have that's my big fear too, spiders. It's pretty much the only one I've got. Or I also don't like standing on chairs now. I realize that I don't like being that far off the floor on a chair, standing up. I'm not even joking. I stood on one the other day. I was gonna vomit. I was like getting dizzy, and Mike's like, "Stacey, you're standing like 3 foot off the ground." I'm like, "It's 3 feet too fucking far."
But
But anyway, spiders. We get big wolf spiders here, and Matthew squashed one on his ceiling. It looked like a plate.
ew,
Like it
no.
was ginormous.
Yeah, not good with it. The girls aren't good with it. They was all right when they was younger, but do you not think when we was younger, we all didn't have a fear of stuff like that? We would all hold shit and
Oh, no, I've the spiders ever since I watched Arachnophobia.
I don't even know if I watched it. If I have, I've blanked that movie because I don't remember
Well, I
watching it.
didn't watch it with you. I watched it in bed. I was alone. I was home alone. Mum probably
Why
shouldn't let me
you
watch
watch
it.
that on your own?
I did. I watched it because I loved horror, right? We were always watching fucking horror movies. Your dad used to do that delivery thing with the videos, and we used to take out fucking horrors while he was gone.
He was a video man. Yeah.
Yeah, but we used
With
to grab
white hair.
horrors, and he told us never to watch the horrors, and we used to do it anyway. We didn't care because he couldn't tell what was missing. We just used to pull the sheets out the binder, remember? And keep
Yeah.
horrors. But yeah, I watched this one by myself, and I didn't know because there's no Google back then that black widow spiders literally could not mate with house spiders. This could not happen, but I truly believed that it could, and that scared the ever living shit out of me. And that's my fear now is that little house spider over there. Maybe that's a venomous black widow baby.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you lived in Simon's house, that's what you would have. You would be in a room with, he would just bring you a spider every day and be like, deal
Oh
with
no,
it.
I would have already have left. I don't
Oh,
care how peace loving and fucking hippy dippy that place is, and if how bad I needed it. That spider come anywhere near me, I would run barefoot away, screaming.
so what was the other fears? So we had Scarlet. So actually, just roll back. So when Winona, who's the main girl, first gets there, she sees a box in the garden and it's like not even big enough for like a dog really to get in. And
Claustrophobia. She's claustrophobic.
And then it's Scarlett who's claustrophobic, and one night
Claustrophobic. Yep.
and she can hear like she'd woken up and then realised she left her water bottle outside. So she goes outside and then she can hear like whimpering, and then she realises that Scarlett is locked in the box, and the box is only big enough that she could probably just sit in with her knees up. So she's proper
Yep.
tight and compact, and she's in there all night just crying.
She can't even lay down.
His whole thing, isn't it? It's like exposure therapy. So if you're scared of something, which I think may work with some things, that is extreme. Like leaving someone
Wouldn't
over.
you start by locking somebody in a room in the dark and
I think that's
making
did though. Used to shut her in the cupboard, maybe.
I don't know, because it kind of felt like it was always small spaces. He's very extreme. And it's funny because if you look at my ex, right, he was not a good-looking man. But somehow he snagged me. He's had loads of women. There is something about these manipulators that you look at them and you want to puke in your mouth, but for some reason you can't help staring.
Yeah, I wouldn't say charismatic, especially like with your ex, but I think there's an intrigue because there's something different, and I think it's an air of confidence that
Yes.
he gets. That's what it is, being
Yeah.
so confident.
Yeah.
This is true, and people that can just argue the point better than what you can, even though you know you're. Say if I was arguing with you, and even though I knew I was right, I'm not
Yeah.
saying as an example, but you know what I mean. Like you're arguing with someone,
I'm
even though
never
you
wrong.
know you're wrong. I'm not a very good like
Yeah.
so someone can talk me around, not in my head, but I can't. I'll be like later on. I'll be like, "Ah, I should have said that." Not
You
very
know
good.
what?
You know what I mean?
I sometimes do that too after I finish arguing with Mike. I'm like, "Fuck, I just said that. That would have been
Lucky
a
she said
beauty."
that would have fucking pissed him off. That would have won
But
the
no, I
argument.
get it. I get it. I actually understand because, like, they don't talk Simon into being this, like, hot piece of love muffin for
No,
everybody, but he also comes across really aloof too, like, he's not
yeah,
interested, but then he'll give a sign that he's interested, and then he'll pull it away again, and that's a tactic of
exactly.
manipulation. It's like,
Yeah.
"Here's my love. Oh, I don't know who you
I'm
are,"
gonna make you feel great. I'm gonna make you feel so
and then I'm
special,
gonna take
and
it away.
I'm just gonna ignore you for like a week, and you're
Yeah,
like,
and I'm gonna take it away, and then I'm
"What?"
gonna give it
Then
back a little
suddenly
bit.
that person becomes more attractive. Fucking how
But
weird is that?
it's abuse. It's abuse.
Of course it is. So then let's go back to I can't remember who. Oh, so Kristen's vice was drink. So she just
Oh,
wasn't allowed.
Kristen, that's the one we were missing.
Kristen was like she's basically an alcoholic, really.
Alcoholic.
He gets her to stop drinking though, which is good. But then he'll do things like he'll drink alcohol and then kiss her so she can taste the alcohol.
That
And
it's
make her
disgusting.
work in a bar, make her go to a job in a bar, so she's around alcohol like all the time. When they have the parties, she's always sober in the original Mirror House.
Serving.
Serves everyone the drinks. So he's got a little fucking slave, but it's her what is it? I keep wanting to
Exposure
say
therapy.
aversion therapy. What is it?
Exposure therapy.
Aversion. I keep wanting to say aversion. Maybe that's just how I feel about him. I'm a aversion.
I don't know, that sounds right too. You might be right.
No, I think
Exposure
it is
therapy.
exposure. Aversion is the opposite, isn't it? I don't know. I
I
might have
don't
even
know.
made up a fucking word.
Fuck, I don't even know now.
Oh dear. And then we have Winona, whose fear is blood. Do you want to go through the blood talk? It creeps me out.
I don't like, she doesn't even like a little bit of blood. And could you imagine if
Mm.
he had got her to the point where she was having to, like, pour blood out of a pig or something? Because that's kind of where I thought he was gonna go. Like, I don't mind blood, but I wouldn't wanna fucking watch that. This guy's a fucking weirdo and a half. Okay, and there was something I wanted to ask you. I'm like, did you notice that every single person that he had pulled into his cult didn't come there because he invited them? One of the girls had brought them in. Did you notice that? That he never did the fucking dirty work himself?
Hang on, no, this is something I wanted to ask you. So obviously we see Winona get there, but do we know how the other ones got there? Because if we do,
It's
right,
very
right.
it's mildly mentioned. I think, like, um, Maud had found, uh 'cause I think it was Maud first, but
Yeah, I think it makes.
Maud found, I think, Kristen because of the drinking, but everybody kind of invited somebody else in.
But it's like Dakota went to the grief thing, and that's where she met Winona.
Yeah.
But it's like he sent her somewhere where somebody is
Might be
in a
vulnerable.
state of vulnerability. Yes.
And I made that note too. I spotted that
He,
as well.
yeah, he's
So I go, "Oh,
purposely.
I didn't know you were alone." Why the fuck does that matter?
Yeah.
Unless you're looking for a new victim.
That's quite calculated, isn't it? Because it's not, like, very
Scummy.
obvious when you read the book. It's just like, "Oh, come and live here." I fucking hated it when her mum wanted to visit and, like, obviously we're both parents, so that would kill you, wouldn't it? If you don't really know what your daughter's doing, if she's sort of, you're a bit separated, maybe she's struggling a bit, and then you're like, "I'm gonna come and visit you," and she's like, "Yay," and then she's like, "Oh, no, you're not allowed in this house." Sorry, I pay fucking rent. I'll take her to my bedroom. Fuck
Yep.
you.
And I'll
These are
take photos and make you look.
yeah, these were the bits that annoy me, but again, he's got
That's a
such hold
manipulation.
on everyone, and it's not because he's saying it, it's other people go, "Oh, did you ask Simon though? Are you
Yeah,
allowed to do that?" Because
you're allowed
Simon
to.
says. Oh, and that's another thing, I kept making
Simon
myself
says,
'cause every time someone says something, I was like, "Oh, Simon says."
Simon
I was
says,
like,
"Put up
"Yes."
your hands." I did the same thing too, and it made me fucking laugh. I was like, I wonder if that was deliberate by the author to pick that name for that reason.
Did the
'Cause that's
author
fucking clever.
do that on purpose? If she did, well, I hope that she did because it did make me in a book that is quite sort of serious, even though there are some funny bits
Yeah.
we get onto, that is like a little always an undertone of Simon says this.
Did Simon say you could do that? Oh, fuck. But I could understand how all of them ended up there. I can understand how they all fell for this. But my biggest thing was, do you think this was the first time he'd had this cult? Because we obviously don't know any of the parameters outside of what Scarlett is telling us in her interview. And I thought that was a really clever way to tell a story because she did like the
Yeah.
documentary style interview with the narration, right? And I thought that was really clever because we weren't really getting Scarlett's perspective any other way. We only got it when she was doing the interview. And I was like, do you believe what she has to say? That was something I wanted to ask you. Did you believe her as a character, what she was telling them on the documentary?
Do you know what? Yeah, I did. I didn't really.
Really?
Yeah, I did. There wasn't a point where I thought to disregard it because I was reading it as if, so I know what's happening. You get a glimpse at the beginning that something catastrophic is going to happen at the end.
Yeah.
She's obviously not in it because this is after it's all happened. So I'm like, she's telling the story. But yeah, I didn't even think about that she might lie.
I didn't think she was necessarily lying. As I was reading it, I'm like, she goes from like, oh, I kind of figured Simon was this monster. And I'm like, you're already unreliable for me because you stayed around for so fucking long, but you saw the red flag, but you stuck around anyway and was convincing other people to stick around. I'm like, you're already making it seem like you were better than the rest of them. So right there, that set my teeth on edge that she seemed to think that, oh, well, I kind of knew something was off. What the fuck did you stick around? Fucking lie to me, bitch. You fell hook, line, and sinker. And she was like explaining how these things happened to her and why she stayed, but it didn't feel quite authentic. I think she really fell into the trap. I really do.
Mm,
But she didn't want anyone to know that in the interview. And I'm like, you're just lying, bitch. Like, I
maybe,
think
yeah.
you fell the
She had,
same way the rest of them did.
no, she had fallen for all of it as well.
Yeah, but she didn't want to admit that, and that came across to me. I don't know. I was just like, so Scarlett was like, I wrote unreliable narrator next to her name. And the other thing too, I actually really quite liked what was going on between her and Winona, and she was calling her little spoon.
Mm.
I thought that was so adorable. It was the only nice thing in the whole book.
When we get to like the next house. So then basically, so we've got Simon who's helping them with self-improvement. So like with Winona, it's blood. So she goes
Mhm.
for a session. I can't remember what happened in the first session. This might have been the first or the second, but the second he starts asking like, really personal questions about sex and stuff, and she's like, "Maybe he likes me because I like
Yeah.
him." And then that's all a
Which
bit
he
weird.
didn't.
No.
Didn't someone ask her about the period thing too? Like, does the period blood
Oh, yeah,
do
does that bother
just
you? Like, no, that doesn't bother me.
no.
It's
That
weird
I
then.
thought that was really weird. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're freaked out by blood, that's
Shouldn't
well,
it?
that's graphic. But
No, but it's gushing out of you down there. Like,
He's
I was like, okay.
weird. It's weird.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
I'm weird, though. Some of the stuff I was pulling out the book, probably no one else noticed. Like, I just very, very weird.
You've
But
got
yeah,
some
okay. So
oh,
they
god.
moved house, right? And do you think that Simon did that on purpose to get that free house from Kristen? Do you think that he pushed this narrative with the mirrors with the landlord because he didn't really want to be paying rent and he knew Kristen had a house?
Ooh, again, did not consider that.
I did. I'm
No,
like, "You
I
don't wanna pay
to be
rent,
honest,
but you
what
make
I
them pay rent."
yeah, but what I imagined was Simon didn't even pay rent. What was his
Oh.
job? He didn't have a job. He was there to help them. So I don't know what Maud's job was. Kristen worked at the bar. Obviously, Winona got there and she paid rent, which from what I
They all
remember,
paid rent. No, they all paid rent. Maude had a medi-pedi van.
and he's doing fuck all. And
Yes.
also, Kristen's always got the money. I think Winona mentions later on, it's like, oh, that makes sense that she's so rich because she seems to always pay for everything.
Yeah,
So I
but
don't,
if you have a landlord and the rent that he's getting from the girls goes towards paying for the house, now you don't have to pay rent, but he's still charging them rent. He's
yeah.
got even more money. That was for me a factor in why he was doing this.
But when they moved, they didn't have jobs, so no one was paying rent. It was just Kristen, but obviously it was free rent.
Well, they were trying to do the self-sustaining living thing, right? And
Yeah.
didn't they turn around and say that you can ride into town and get a job? And
Oh,
they were
maybe.
having people come and stay there, and I think he was charging them. Didn't they have people come and stay in tents?
I mean, it definitely worked out better for him for his like, but it definitely, I don't know if that was his intention, but it definitely
Mm,
built the story of the cult becoming bigger because they could then have other people come.
yeah.
So it just got 10 times worse. Like, I couldn't, especially like when they get there and they've got like no phone service.
Yes.
They
That
can't ring
would
it.
freak me out.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'd be going into town to be like, what network works here? Because I need something. Because then
I need a satellite phone, bitch.
at one point they did have internet because then he took it away and then took their phones away. I don't know how that quite come about that then they did have internet and then they didn't.
Ooh.
Yeah, because then someone
I
rips
thought
the
that
box.
was in the other house.
Yeah, in the second house.
I
No,
thought that
it's
was
in
in the first house. Maybe I'm
oh,
misremembering.
maybe I fucked up. Don't know. But yeah, and wasn't it weird? Oh, oh, oh. So he's doing like one of her sessions. Obviously, he ends up shagging her as well. I think that's blatantly
Yeah,
obvious at
he has
that.
a threesome, don't he? With her
That
and
comes to me.
Scarlett.
I'm going back to the first house. So he's obviously shagging all of them. But do you know what I wondered? Was he shagging Maud? Because she was older and he was like in his 30s and they was like, what, 20? I don't know. So was he shagging Maud as
It
well?
never
The young
it never
ones.
came across like that. It kind of felt like she was his second in command more
Yeah,
than there
I
to
thought. But I did
like, she
wonder
was
when he like carves the lightning bolt in between her boobs, he's got it. And then when she questions him about it, because she finds out that Scarlett has it, because they end up getting a little bit jiggy. And then when she questions him, he's like, "Don't worry, we've all got one." And it's like, you fucking bastard. So
but that's
you've
the whole point.
you know what though? As soon as he done that, I was like, that fucking bastard has tagged her. I was going to use the C word then. I'm trying not to. The couple of times I've wanted to C-bomb today. So I apologise if it does eventually come out.
That's
But
alright.
yeah, as soon as he done it, I was like, he's tagged her. But it didn't cross my mind that he'd done it to the others at that point. Because I thought
Yeah.
her blood, that was like his other little bit of control over her, a bit of possession. Like, I've marked you. You're now scarred for life. And I've
Yeah.
done it. But then you find out he's done it to all of them. And that was so fucked up.
It really was, but you know what? I just had this wonder now. Like, he was a trained psychologist, right? He was a
Yeah.
psychologist. Now, why was he not practicing? Do you think that there was something that happened untoward with a patient, and that's why he wasn't actively practicing? Because why the fuck would you start a cult?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't even like because the book obviously doesn't go into before we meet these characters
No.
and like their life was before. We just know that, well, he says he's a trained psychologist, is he?
Is
Or
he? Yeah, that's what I mean.
we
I
don't
had
know.
a lot by the end, I literally did not believe one motherfucking word out of that fucking freak's face.
He's just though, like, how have you convinced that many people to follow you?
And
Like, even if like, and obviously he's built them up, like the initial like 5, if there was
yeah,
5. So he slowly built them up and convinced them so that they then convince other people. So
Yeah.
now, if you don't believe, so there's four people, there's Simon and then four girls, and then you turn up. The four girls are telling you all of this is true, and this is what Simon says. So it doesn't always come directly from him. So it's not because he's telling you, it's because every other female is telling you that that's true.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
That's sick, man.
I've watched some TikToks, and I don't know if these are true or like, but it's like there's a room and there's like 18 people that they just know they're going in for like a test, but it's like a, I don't know, a CIA thing or something. And all it is a question. It's like, what is this shape? Now,
Yeah.
all of the other 17, they know what they're doing. The one person just knows that, I don't know if they're going for a job or if they're just in this experiment thing. I don't know. So they hold
Right.
up a triangle and everyone says, that's a circle, that's a circle, that's a circle, that's a circle. And you hear that 17 times before it gets to you. Is it a circle or is it a triangle now? Because now you're the only person that's like, well, that was a triangle or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, if everyone keeps telling you a
Yeah.
triangle is a circle, do you start believing that, oh, it's a circle, it's not a triangle anymore?
You know what? This actually is true because what it is, it's not that they don't believe that it's not a triangle. It's that they think that these other people know something they don't, and they don't
Yeah.
want to not be the same. And because I
It'll be
watched
the
a video
circle back.
like that too. And they had a guy, and he was literally every time the bell rang, he'd stand up, sit down,
Yes,
stand
I've
up,
seen
sit
this
down.
one, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
have you seen that one? And were bringing more people in, and they all started doing it. Like, no
And
one
even
told them to do this.
the original people left, so there's only
Yeah,
new people and they all stand
yeah,
up with a
they're
bell.
all doing it. And one guy didn't do it, and he was removed from he was like, "What the fuck are you people doing?" And they removed him and got him out of the way. But no one told them to stand up and sit down when the bell rang. Nobody. But because
Get
someone was
something
already
like
doing
one
it,
person, and then
but
one
that's how
person,
manipulation
and
works.
then another person. Yeah, that's fucked up
But
though,
that's
isn't it?
how it works because you don't wanna be seen as being the odd duck out.
Yeah, or people looking at you going, "That's stupid, she's not standing up."
Yeah, and then you get booted
What
out
hap
because, hello, you're not following the curve.
or what happens if you don't stand up?
Yeah, what if you die? What if
Well,
somebody comes in and stabs you because 'cause you're not doing this?
then you can't argue. I mean, like, us two right now, we'd be like, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, I just wanna be like, "Why'd you keep doing that? Like, why'd you keep
I
doing
would ask. I'd be
that?"
like,
I'd be like, and they, you think you would, but well, I think I would, but, you know, like, if this keeps happening,
"You
they do these experiments a
know,
lot.
you
How do you
literally don't
know?
know, okay? I'd like to think that I wouldn't be that fucking stupid, but if everyone's doing it, I don't maybe I would. I think I'm about 50%. Maybe I might do it. I might. Have you ever seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah, years ago, though. Years
Okay,
ago.
so this is one of the most memorable scenes I and I don't know why I keep remembering it, but Jesse is with Mike and they need to get into the junkie's house. And Jesse's like, I can get us in, watch this. And he grabs a shovel and starts digging in the front fucking yard. And the fucking junkies come out going, what the fuck you doing? He's like, I gotta dig, man. I just gotta dig, bro. And they all come out with fucking shovels and start digging so that Mike can go in the house. He's like, you tell a junkie's got this is just something you have to do. They'll fucking do it. And they did. They were all out there fucking digging in their own front yard.
That's what I
And it
mean.
just made me fucking laugh. But apparently that is very common with people. It's like, oh, okay, well, if I have to do this, I have to do this. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Weird, isn't it?
Just fuck, man. Well, you know what? You think you know, and you think you know yourself. But I think until you're put in a situation, I don't think anyone can really know what they would fucking do until they are put to that test. And you know
Yeah.
what I might do now? I might go down to the bus stop and just start standing up and sitting down every time my phone rings and see if I can get other motherfuckers to do it. And if someone asks me, I'm just like, you got to do it. And see if they'll do it. See how many of them I can convince. I got
Yeah.
this face. You do it, right? If I ask you to do something, you do it, right? I can't get my kids to do fuck all, so I doubt it.
Maybe that's where we should start. We should test the kids first and see what we can get people to do.
Oh, my kids won't do nothing. If I tell Trini the sky is blue, she'll say, fuck that, prove it. If
Clever
I
girl.
say boo boo, there's birds up there, she'll go, birds don't fly. But that's Mike. Mike in a nutshell. If I literally have to have graphs and data and like 20 years of taxes to prove anything to him.
Yeah.
You don't believe shit, man. And
Fucking
I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I don't believe a lot of things as well. But if someone provides me with the correct evidence, I would be more inclined. No, not my kids. Fuckers.
Let's talk about the second house.
Yes, let's do that. That's where shit gets real, hey?
So
Real.
we get to the second house. There's not enough bedrooms. So Simon picks, does he pick Dakota to be in
Yes,
his?
but why? Why do you think he picked her?
I don't know. I don't know why he picked her at that time. I can't remember what her fear is either. Can't remember her fear.
I don't remember either. But you know what? I wondered if it's because she's the one that did the TikTok, right? She was on the good
Oh,
list.
that was her thing. Oh, public speaking.
Yeah, okay. Huh.
Well done. Yeah,
See?
TikTok. You got it. You got it. What? So you think he already pre-planned that she was going to TikTok the shit out of that
No,
cult?
I think that he had decided because she was getting all this TikTok attention, so the house was getting attention, which meant more people to come and be manipulated. I think that's why he picked
Yeah,
her to
that's
sleep in the
what I
bedroom with
meant.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she could bring the people. So do you think that was always his plan to get more people? That was the plan.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. And it's funny because I wondered if there was another cult beforehand, because you know how, like, at the end, what he convinced them all to do? Now, was that the first time? Because he didn't do it, did he?
Or was he in a cult and then come out of the cult and then was like, I can make people do what I want because I've just been through it and I followed, so I'll make my own. Maybe
Oh
he
god,
was or maybe he was trying to get into one because you know, like his thing was like only women. Maybe he wanted to get in one and it was just a one guy. And maybe he just knew of one and was like, I could do that. I like
never
women. I want
cons
to help them.
I never could consider that.
I
That
didn't
is
till just now.
brilliant.
My magic wine juice, you see? It's helping me.
Your wine juice is phenomenal. Wow, actually, you know what? That would make a lot of sense. But I did wonder if, like, this was maybe he'd been planning to build this for a while, and he wanted to see how it would go to start again, because it felt like he threw them away really quick. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
oh, what, at the end?
Do you think he was just that he wanted everybody to unalive themselves, or do you think that he needed to, you know, when you have, test subjects of mice and you get what data you need, then you kill them because now
Yeah.
you've got a new experiment you wanna do, you need new mice? Do you think that's what he was up to?
Yeah, so skipping towards the end, obviously, the house that they moved to is Kristen's dad. Kristen, like, her dad's, like, minted. He's, like, a tech fucking millionaire CEO of whatever company.
I wonder if he needs a wife.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm into tech. Hi. Got me.
Don't pick her, she's married.
Yeah, so he obviously turns up and is like, "Get everyone out. You've got 2 weeks. I love you, kid, but fucking sort your shit out. You're drinking again now." Because apparently now she's woken, so now she's allowed to drink even though she's an alcoholic. But he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, clean your house." So yeah, I do wonder if Simon's like, "Right, I need to clear everyone really quickly. I can't take everyone. Where am I gonna get another house where I can start again? I need to start again with just one and build up again." And maybe that's why he does it. Maybe him himself starts become like believing so much shit that he's talking. Fear is love, fear is love. Is that it? Or the chant? Fear is love. Do you remember this?
I don't know, something like that. I don't know. I
I've
don't
deleted it.
know.
I've returned it to Kindle Unlimited. It is at the end. It was saying it so often. I was like, fucking, I cannot read this anymore. I'm sure he gets everyone to chant all the time, fear is love, and he starts believing about all this transcending and bullshit. I almost wonder whether the power got to him so much that he started to believe his own shit.
But then
And
why
was
didn't he kill himself if he actually believed that? Because they all believed it enough to walk off that fucking cliff, so why
because
didn't
he
he?
thinks he's like, what's it called? He believes he's like Jesus and fucking what's the other ones? I can't remember.
Like
People
Charles Manson?
people that get killed for like their beliefs and then they die like a martyr and stuff. Like that's what
Oh,
he
yeah,
believed
okay.
in the end. So maybe he was just like, my work is done with these guys, but my work is maybe not done. But he was saying that he's going back in to write like a suicide note and shit. Maybe he was going to kill himself. We don't actually know if he doesn't. We only
Well,
know that he doesn't because of what Winona did to him.
yeah, but I don't believe he was going in there to write the note. He had to have an excuse as to why he was still alive, and I think that's what he chose because he forgot that she wasn't with them, that he cast her out. He fucking forgot. And if
Yeah.
she hadn't have been there, I bet that smarmy little fuck would have taken all that stuff and gonna start it up with the knowledge that he now has gained from how to manipulate people
And start again.
and start again. Now, what he should have done is found a way for Kristen to get that house signed over to them. That's what he should have done. That was a massive mistake. And as soon as they moved in there, and I'm like, this is not going to go well when the dad finds out because, hello, he owns it. You're fucking disgusting. I would just shoot you on sight. You're trespassers.
That
But I know that it's happened where these cult people have managed to convince somebody to like steal the rights, gain the rights, like, and that now you can't get rid of them because they own it. And I'm
yeah.
like, you're not very
Whole
fucking
time
smart,
they
bro.
moved
First thing
there.
I would have done was make sure that deed was in my fucking name before I moved my bitches in.
Yeah, the whole time they moved there, Winona was like, "Oh yeah, the house never gets used." I'm like, "All right, it might be a holiday home. Even it's maybe like one of like 10 that he's got, but at some point
Yeah.
he's got to come back."
At
But
some point.
I think the whole thing, they'd only been there, like, a few months, wasn't it? And she was like, "Oh, it's alright because he's in, like, Japan or Asia or somewhere, like, he's not
Yeah.
here." And then he turned up and she was like, "Ooh, you're back. I
Because
didn't know."
she was stupid because he checks in on her and he couldn't get hold of her because she had no service.
This,
Now,
yeah.
that just proves to me again that Simon is not as smart as he thinks he is.
No, no, clearly
What
not.
a dummy.
What a douche. We hate
That too.
Simon. We're glad he
You know what?
died.
It's funny because I didn't hate him at first. Like, I could see how these women would have been drawn in.
Mm.
But you can see how as time goes on, that the more you know about him, I would have stabbed him right in the fucking face.
Oh, yeah, I was so pleased with the end.
I feel I feel like Winona got a really fucking bum ride in this book. Like, what happens
Mm.
after?
Oh, I was gonna ask you this because you read the book. I read it on a Kindle, and at the end it's like, "Bonus chapter, but sign up to my thing and I'll send you it."
Oh.
I don't like saying not good things, but it was pointless, by the way. It was like
Did
at
you
the
read
end,
it?
do you wanna know what happened to Winona, Scarlett, and
Oh,
Simon?
there was a QR code.
Here
I
it
didn't
is.
do it.
I don't know if that was just a clever way for the author to get people to sign up to an email thing, which it was clever.
Fucking rights it was. You know
I
what?
I wanna read it, but to be honest, there wasn't anything worth reading. Read it. There wasn't anything in there that you wouldn't have expected. There was no revelation, there was nothing different. Obviously, we know that at the end, she turns up at Scarlett's. We
Yeah.
already know that. They just have a conversation basically at the end, and
Okay.
then Winona realizes that home is her, not Scarlett, not him, not anyone, like, she's her own home, basically. But there's no revelation apart from, like, Scarlett doesn't she admits to Scarlett what she did, that she killed Simon and how she left him.
Yeah.
And Scarlett doesn't hate her for it. She's like, "I would have done the same if I was in your
I would
position."
have done the same. I would
Yeah.
have done the same. I'm
And
sorry, I
then
would have.
just right at the end, it does like a news, like it's come out in the news and it's like a body has been found in that hole thing that they go in.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It called? It's not a hole. What is it? Like a bunker. It's just a hole
Oh,
in the
okay. Like an underground bunker.
yeah, because they go down in that
Okay.
bunker and they have like little secret meetings at the end. Which I just always pictured this little bunker like just a ladder and like a little bit of space. Like it wasn't like a bunker where there was like food and shit. It was
Right.
just had some stairs that went into the ground. It was really weird, like 6 feet under. Oh, 6 feet under.
6 feet under.
And that's where she leaves him, doesn't he, to die. And then puts a
Yeah.
boulder over the top of it. But yeah, the end is just basically they found his body.
You know what it was? I think because when I finished reading the book, I went and had a look on Goodreads, and it seemed like people wanted it more finished. And I think that's the only
Yeah.
reason she did this, because it seemed like people felt like it was ambiguous. Like,
Yes, I
is Simon
agree.
dead?
Yeah.
Is he dead? You know what I mean? And that was a lot of questions people had. So I think she was just tying up the loose ends that us readers were complaining about.
Yeah. Do you think that come after then? Like she released the book and then there's other copies printed where like people wanted this ending. I'll do it, but I'll do it on a bonus chapter. I'm gonna be
Yes.
clever. I'm gonna get people
But
started. Yeah.
well, it is clever because I just signed up because now I'm gonna get hooked. I actually
Yeah.
really enjoyed her. I thought I don't normally like books that work the way that this one did, the slow build up. I like my thrillers to spank me in the ass and have my adrenaline through the fucking roof. But this book was a slow creeper, and I actually kind of enjoyed that.
But I think it had to be because you had to understand how she got so drawn in by this cult. I
Yeah.
don't know if you call it a cult in the beginning as well. This is where my mind is like, was it a cult? Because there was so few people. You always imagine a cult with like loads of people.
Well, Charles Manson started off small. He just had his little core group of girls. There was only 4 or 5 of them in the beginning.
Oh, snap them.
Yeah.
I'm really not on my up on my cult knowledge.
Well, you know what? I'm not either, but I did Chaos by Tom O'Neill. He wrote the he wrote a book about Charles Manson and how did he end up doing all this stuff, because Charles Manson broke his his probation like 16 different times, and each time they let him go. He should have been back in jail. But somehow he was still out on the streets to commit these crimes. And Tom O'Neill wanted to know what happened, so he did a book. And he's not a conspiracy theorist, and he's like, I think that he worked for the CIA. I do.
Oh.
And I did an episode on this book, and Tom O'Neill tagged me in it, posted it to his webpage and tagged it. Yeah.
Well,
So that was really exciting. But no one's read this fucking book anyway. But I was really
no,
intrigued because
no,
I'm
and I don't
like,
know about Charles Manson.
well, but he had his girls right, and he went and they did the Helter Skelter murders. where they went and killed that, Sharon Tate. She was 8 months pregnant.
Oh,
Roman
no.
Pulaski's wife, and he's a fucking pedophile. No,
Eek.
I digress. But cults often do start small, but I another thing that I had in my mind when I was reading this was, do you think he set out to start a cult, or do you think that's just how it ended up? Do you think that he was setting out to find girls to abuse and treat like crap, or do you think that he found a couple of girls and they were so
Yeah.
easy to manipulate that he got high on that and wanted to
Yes.
build off of that? Yeah,
That's what I think. I don't know if the intention was there to make it big. I think it started, it was happening, and he was like, and then he'd send them out and be like, "Well, this is this size house, and this is big enough for us, and this is okay. We've all got bedrooms, like they feel like they've got space, blah blah blah." I don't know if he then instigated, like you said, like the move, but yeah, I don't know if he. I don't. I don't know. Like, I'm a good person. I wouldn't do that. So I don't
no.
know. You don't know. Like, you can't get in the mind of someone who turns out to be like that. It's like, was he, what happened in his childhood? Why is he so fucked up that he would do this to people?
Yeah. Well, like
No?
I said, I don't know if it's because he didn't set out for this to happen, that he was getting drunk off the power and it just
Yeah.
escalated. But the reason I said that about the house was because they had all the mirrors in the house, but when they moved to Kristen's house, they didn't put the mirrors back up. Why?
Oh,
If it was
that's a
they
really
didn't put
good.
them back up. They didn't put them back up. They left them. They left all those mirrors at that house. Now, if it was
But
so fucking important for it to be a mirror house, wouldn't you take the mirrors and put them up at the new house? As that's the reason why you got evicted because you refused to take them down?
so didn't they leave the house in like a mess with glass
Yes.
everywhere? They smashed all the glasses. But then why wouldn't he then, even if you smash them glasses, why wouldn't you start putting mirrors on the new house? Oh yeah, I wonder what this
Exactly,
is.
that's my point.
The
I
mirror.
wondered if he did it on purpose
Or is this
to
just
get them
simply
kicked out.
the book, like The Mirror House, like, look at yourself? Because it was like self-improvement, like, look at
But
what you
then
do.
you'd have the mirrors facing in where it wasn't bothering anybody, because the reason that the landlord got called was they had the mirrors facing out,
Yeah.
and it was reflecting on the road, and it was dangerous.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because that was I was like, it would be a different matter if he'd gone to his other house and put the mirrors up. Then I would have said, "Okay, he moved because he had a point, and that's why he didn't take the mirrors down." But I'm like, he didn't put them back up. He didn't take them. He left them there because someone mentions that they left that landlord to deal with all those mirrors, and it was a mess. And I'm like, so if it was that important,
Why
why
did
wouldn't you
you
do it again? Why didn't you just take the fucking mirrors down then, you fucking bozo?
such a good point. Maybe, like you said, either he was happy that the landlord was moaning, that it would force Kristen to be like, "I've got a house."
Exactly.
Maybe that's the point.
And I
I
think that was exactly the
don't
point. But I
mm,
need people to hear what I think, to know whether or not I was on the right track. Because it's really these books are I find these books are ambiguous. They let you think what you want to think. Faith
yeah,
Gardner did this phenomenal job where she took a book and what I got from it is even different to what you got from it. Because
yeah,
she made it so that I could believe and put my belief system into what I'm reading, and you did the same thing. Because you've never been indoctrinated into the cult of any man, because you have a beautiful family. You have your kids, you have your mom, you have your dad. You've always felt very secure. I didn't always feel that way growing up. I didn't. Like the whole thing with my mom and my stepdad, and then all the stuff my mom was going through. I never really felt like my mom always had my back. I think that's why I was so vulnerable. Whereas someone like you, I think you would stab a motherfucker. He even attempted anything. I think he would have been like, "Fuck you.
I
Here's your
think
fucking
people.
balls down your throat, bitch." And I don't think it's because you're necessarily like a violent person, but I think that you have the core belief system that you have people standing right behind you that will fucking bring they'll bury the body.
Also like a person that believes that everyone means well and everyone thinks like I think, and that's not always the case. So I probably give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes, as
Oh,
in
that's
their
not good.
person. Yeah, no, I'm probably a bit of a people pleaser, and that's
I'm
also
in
not
danger.
good. Don't be a people pleaser. It's not good.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
You know what? That's true. You're a big sweetie pie. You really are. And I could see how maybe you might get swept at the start. But I don't think it would travel much further for you. These women were all vulnerable and they had nobody, whereas you have people. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. I get you.
Yeah. And I
Mm,
think that's how I ended up with my ex, was because I felt he loved bomb me. Hey, did you know that on our second date, he took me into town and bought me trainers and clothes and makeup, a bag? He spent
no.
like 400 quid on me on a second date. What do you think that does to a kid, right? Teenager.
Yeah, because
Oh
how
my
old
God.
was you then? You was very young.
I was young. I was still in high school. I was still in Penn Valley. I was still in school. He was a fucking 20, what, 3, 4-year-old man with a job and a house.
Didn't know you were still in school. Shit, my memory, like I say to you, before we start this podcast every time, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna remember everything in the book 'cause my memory is shot at the minute, and I did not
Yeah, but you
remember.
know what? You remember things that I didn't. And I wrote fucking notes. So really, your memory's not that bad.
Yeah, I didn't make notes this time. Do you know why? Because I started reading it, especially like at the beginning. I was, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, it wasn't that I didn't like it, but I saw your rating and I know you really rated it, and I was like, it's good, it's okay. I still 4-starred it. Can't remember where I was going with this now. My memory, funny enough.
That's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious. You're like, I had a point. Hang on. And I didn't even interrupt you.
I actually don't know where I was going with that. Carry on.
Fuck, what were we talking about?
I don't
Like you
know.
said about your memory, and you were reading the book and you started out and you really liked it and you weren't writing notes
Yeah,
because
yeah, so I wasn't writing notes. Oh, we haven't spoke about this. I'm glad that we've gone back to this. So I wasn't writing notes, and I said to you from the beginning, I was like, I've already read like nearly 20%. I haven't written any notes. I'm just gonna wing it because I feel like I almost like document it by chapter, and it actually takes me so
Mm.
much longer to get through the book. And I was really
Yeah.
enjoying it. I was not gonna. And then one night I went to bed and I was reading it. It's making me laugh now. And it's when she first goes to the house, right?
Yeah.
And first night that they start drinking, they play truth.
Yes.
So he just immediately this you realise after, but every time someone new comes to the house, he basically plays truth. And he just picks a new person as like, tell us your deepest, darkest fears, because he wants to know what his hold is on that person, clearly.
Exactly.
And so she does hers, she spills her guts, and then afterwards he like comes and hugs her and he starts like humming or something, and then all of a sudden they all gather around and start like just like start hugging her, and they all start like humming like a beehive, and I was fucking pissing myself, and I was like, I've got to write this down in case I forget. 'Cause-
But
Can
do
you
you see that he starts humming? They all start humming, and she probably started humming.
She did at
She
the end.
did,
I think she did.
but nobody told her to hum. No one explained why she was humming, but she just did it because that's what the collective does, and it's
But
fucking
it's
creepy.
like the vibration. I think if you held someone and did that, even though it'd be weird at first, it's like, you know, if you're in the womb
It's
from
soothing.
like the way, yeah, it is a soothing thing. But then they all start gathering around and humming at her like a bee, and it was just really cracking me up. And
Like
that's
when
when I
your
was
kid,
getting the bits, and that was it.
when your kids were little, I bet you went right, like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because it's
Mm,
vibrational.
yeah.
I did, but it was the whole thing about I'm like, the fact that she just joined in because no one told her to, no one explained it, but she just did it because everyone else was doing it and she didn't wanna look like a weirdo. And I
Goes
think that's what they
yeah.
play here is because you don't wanna look like the odd duck out, you do things that you wouldn't normally do because you don't want to be left out.
Yeah,
It's
and, like,
fucking weird,
towards
bro.
the end of the book, Scarlett leaves, like, the second house. She's like, "I can see what's happening now. It's dumb shit. Come with me." And she's like, "No, like, this is my family, blah, blah, blah." So Winona stays, and then from that point on, you get little flashes of Scarlett's words coming back to her. Like, she
Mm,
can see the red flags, and then she hears Scarlett's words or maybe hears her mum saying it's a cult, and then she's like, "No, no, 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 no. No, that's not
yeah,
true. I wouldn't. Everything's great. I love my family. I love being here." And this is probably what a lot of people go through. You see the red flags, but then you go, no, 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 that can't be true. And then you put yourself back in it and you start
yep.
defending it. And then you become
Because
defensive, you can't get out of it.
no, because by the time it's too late, it's too late. Like, I
Already
don't wanna keep bringing up I won't say his fucking name,
no.
cunt face, and I said the C word, so there you go, cunt face. He literally made it so that, like, he was slowly wheedling all the people out of my life. Like, he wanted you gone because you had too much sway over me, he wanted my mum gone, he wanted everyone gone, and then when he realized that I wouldn't cut you guys off, he moved us to Canada.
Yeah.
And then when we were here, he told me that if I left him, he would take the kids and he would make sure that I'd kill myself. So I stuck around for a whole extra year.
It's fucked
A whole
up.
e after he got chlamydia, yeah, I'm fucking out you little shit. He got chlamydia, and then he had the audacity to tell me I gave it to him. I'd only ever slept with him, but he was sleeping with a nurse at the hospital, but somehow, when I was on that fucking acreage, someone come down, gave me chlamydia, I gave it to him, but I didn't have it.
Ah,
Yeah, I went and got tested 'cause I had to go have a pap test, and they gave me a test, and I didn't have it.
funny that.
Yeah, but he tried to make me believe it was my fault, and I still stayed, Jack. That's how manipulation works. You honestly believe you can't survive without them.
Yeah.
And guess what, bitch? I got a podcast. I got books. I've got a man who does as he's told now.
And we're still close, so
And we're
they
still close to fuck you, didn't work.
you didn't do that
But
good a
I
job.
get it. I guess this book made me understand that I am not this unique person who got, you
Yeah,
know, fooled. Because
exactly.
you know what? A lot of us have, and a lot of us do. And maybe it's not in a cult setting, but it's definitely in some kind of, like, even a workplace. This could happen in your fucking workplace, man. Where all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're saying and doing things you wouldn't normally do because you don't want to get out of the clique.
Oh,
You
yeah.
treat someone really poorly because everyone else does, because you don't want to be the person they're like
Don't wanna be the
upsetting.
different one, yeah. I know.
Right, and I'm like, you know what? This spans this, like, it's real, it's raw, it's honest. I get it. It's sick. Like the author, you're a scary, scary lady. I'd love to know you.
Do you know what? Now spoke about it and we're like my mum and dad have just walked in, so sorry if you
That's
can
all
hear
right.
any background noise. Yeah, now we
Auntie
spoke
Lily.
like now we spoke about it more, I'm like, this is better than what I feel like I get to the end of the book and then I kind of forget the beginning sometimes, but
Right, yeah.
oh, yes, my raspberry lemonade. Sorry, they're asking can we
Hello.
I'm actually filming. She's just stopped. You're
So I'm
not.
not cutting none of this. Welcome to our family. We're all nuts.
Yeah, no, we're running a bit late. We're nearly done. You're
We're
okay.
nearly done. Like, we're just wrapping up.
I didn't know. Yeah, I want to finish on a good one because actually I feel like I started it saying I do think obviously it resonated a little bit more with you, but
Yeah,
I did actually enjoy it more than what I thought because going back over it, I'm like actually maybe sometimes it just takes like
a minute.
picking it apart with someone to be like that was actually really good. Like
Yeah.
it,
You
it
know
was
what? I'm actually
full
the
star it. I'm not like it was a 2. I just full starred it.
I don't
Yeah.
know, like, that the last book that we did, How to Slay at Christmas, I loved the fuck out of that book, and then when we talked about it, I loved it even fucking harder, and
Yeah.
then I talked to my friend Jason, I'm like, "It's on KU," and she read it, she was like, "Dude, it was good." I'm like,
It
"I
was.
know."
I feel like I remember that one quite well as well because we spoke about it so much, and it's nice to remember a
Yeah.
book. You know, someone says, "Oh, have you read this book?" and you go, "Yeah, I have, but I actually don't remember. I
Oh,
can't
shit,
remember."
okay.
Oh,
So my friend JC wants to do a podcast episode, right? So we're gonna do the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I
yeah.
read it, and it's funny because I had a copy, borrowed it from her, and I read it in the bathtub and I was eating spaghetti and I got spaghetti splashes in it. Okay. So I know, right? And then Mike's like, you can't give her that book back. So I replaced it. She still doesn't know. She probably will now. She's probably watching this. I gave her a brand new book because I'm like, fuck, I've got spaghetti splashes in it. Well, we're just about to start it. And that's all I can remember of the book is that I got it covered in spaghetti sauce.
Can I just say, you've kind of said it, but skirted over the fact that you're in the bath eating spaghetti. That is the weirdest
I
thing.
was laying down. I had a
I've
plate
not
of
said.
spaghetti and I was reading because sometimes I need a break away from the kids, and a bath's the only place where they don't bug me. And I was like this. I was reading. I was like,
I
but it
get
was
people
splashing.
drinking wine. I get people like maybe having a glass of water there. I don't understand people eating in the bath. That's fucking weird.
I needed. I had Charlene and Serenity. They were little and they were being. I couldn't get a break for a minute. So Mike's like, why didn't you go for a bath? So I just took my spaghetti with me. I could have waited, but I didn't. And I laid in the bathtub. I had it on my chest. I was reading my book and I was like, but I splashed on the pages. So I had to buy her a new copy. Mike bought her a new copy. But that's all I remember of the book. I'm like, Mike was like, what's the book about? I'm like, well, she had 7 husbands. He was like, well, I got that from the fucking title. I'm like, you had to replace the copy because it got spaghetti sauce in it. He was like, oh, yeah, I remember.
That's so funny.
And that was it.
Are you looking
Yeah.
forward to it though?
I am really looking forward to it. We're going to, yeah, we're going to, I have ideas for that too. I bought myself a pearl necklace, like a fake one, not a real one. But I'm going to kind of like wear the red lipstick and on my podcast.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. But
Fun
there
it.
was one thing I did want to say. There's a couple of books that people might enjoy if you enjoyed the book that we just read, and that was The Girls by Emma Cline. It's next on my agenda because it's also a cult book. And Gillian Flynn. I know I hated.
Right.
Yeah, I know I hated Gone Girl, but Sharp Objects was really fucking good. And that's
Oh,
also,
I read that. I've literally put that on my
yeah.
new bookshelf that my girls built for me the other week.
Yeah,
I've got
because somebody was like, "You guys never give us recs on the books you just read." So I did it this time. You're welcome.
oh, what someone said. We do
Yeah.
a whole episode where we recommend so many books. Every
No, they
other
wanted what she wanted was she was like, "You never give me recs on other books I can read that are like it." So this
Oh,
time I did it.
okay.
There
Oh,
you go,
I'll try to
Jasmine. You're
remember
welcome.
that. Oh, that's a good thing,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool.
So I
We
went
will,
and did a little diving. I found a couple.
yeah. Right. I don't know what we're reading next. Did you have any ideas, or shall we put that on socials?
I think we should tease with maybe we'll have like 2 or 3 choices and we'll put them on our socials and maybe let them
Oh,
pick.
wonder if we get people to pick. Yeah, I'm up for
Little
that.
circle
Do that.
poll. Yeah, we should
That'll
do
be
that.
cool.
But we'll pick books on KU so that people can follow along if they have a subscription, right?
Yeah, if we do like 3 books and then people can pick and we'll read it and then we'll talk about it. And yeah,
Yeah,
we'll put it on socials. Yeah.
I
Right.
love
Tell
that.
them to find us. Tell them where to find us.
You can find us on our social medias. We have an Instagram, and that is at Betty and Bonnie Bookslayers. We have Facebook, Betty and Bonnie Bookslayers. We have TikTok, Betty and Bonnie. We have our book merch store. Do not forget to go shop there, Betty and Bonnie Bookslayers.square.site. If you want to send us any podcast requests, show guest hosting, book submissions, that's Betty and Bonnie Bookslayers at gmail.com. This was
Woohoo!
fun. This was
We
fun.
also
Betty,
have our website. The episodes are live on the website as well. Benny, I keep saying Benny and Botty. Why do I keep doing that?
it's
Sweet.
not Betty and Botty.
Betty
Although
and
that's
Botty
pretty fucking fun.
Bookslayers.com. You can find all our socials there and you can find all our episodes there too.
We hope that you have the reading week you deserve, guys, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks.
See you soon.
Take care.
Bye.